It's YouTube babies. Um, so there's two things I was going to talk about today. You want to go with
Hmm.
the comic or the basketball first?
Comic.
Okay, so this is a Thor related question because I read somewhere once that his hammer technically is still heavy as shit. Like even like it's got the thing where only Thor, someone who's worthy can wield it. Like
Hmm.
that's, but then it's also super heavy. That's so it's like technically that that's why like Magneto could move it using his powers, and then like when it was in outer space and there was no gravity, it could be moved around and stuff. So that leads me to question, like, because I was reading the Thor Godzilla book today, and I was wondering if Godzilla's like coming at Thor, Thor just dropped the hammer on Godzilla and like like made him fall to the ground, or would it be like Godzilla's strong enough that he could still keep, or he's big enough even that he could still keep moving with it technically in him, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how would that work? And then, because I know he wouldn't be able to wield it, he's not worthy unless, like, we want to get some real weird fan service going. But,
Um, I mean, I'm sure he's big enough that he could keep moving, but I think that it should hurt pretty bad.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't really know how tough Godzilla's skin is per se, but even if it like could Thor throw it through him, you know what I mean? Like, I don't
I,
know.
it really just depends. Like, it really just depends on which interpretation of Godzilla you're going off of as far as how tough his skin is. But my whole thing is, I'm just curious, like, I mean, just in general, if we're not even going to go Godzilla route, like, we could go, I'm just trying to think of like a big old boy, like a Fin Fang Foom, let's just
Mhm.
say. Or that he's probably too small, isn't he? But we
I
we
mean,
need,
we
let's
the
just say
world
Fin Fang.
serpent.
Yeah, I mean like something like that, and he just drops the hammer, doesn't throw it, just it drops, and it drops like in its jaw. Like would this, would it be able to keep going and Thor like shit, my hammer, or would it stop it in its place?
And I think it just depends on the writer.
Yeah.
I think I think it should, even if it's not going to fully stop him, it should really slow him.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
It's just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess it just depends on the writer. If I were writing it, it would at least slow Godzilla, maybe not
Then
stop him.
so like with Godzilla it could, but then with like this the Asgardian serpent dude, he's massive enough, correct? That like he would probably have his own gravitational pull and all that extra shit. So like if it did drop, it probably wouldn't affect him, correct?
Yeah,
Because
probably. I mean, I think if anything, like say it chomped on Thor and Thor dropped his hammer, like I don't know, maybe like keep its head in place for a second until he like really got moving and was like
yeah,
dragging his head and got some momentum going again. I
okay. Because
feel
I didn't
like
know if it,
initially it would.
I didn't know if it's like since he's big enough because he's like eating planets, correct?
Well, he just like wraps around the earth a
Oh,
bunch of
okay.
times.
Because I was gonna say if he's that big, because it's like if Thor, because I'm just thinking like if Thor drops the hammer on Earth, it's not stopping the fucking Earth from
Right.
rotating. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm thinking like if it's something that's that size, if he drops it, it's just gonna be kind of like, oh yeah, this thing's gonna keep moving. It's now the hammer's now like in that thing's ecosystem. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I kind of picture like a BB or an airsoft gun, you know? Like
Yeah,
it's not a real bullet where it's gonna go through, but you're sure gonna fucking feel it,
I
even at
got you,
that
man.
size.
I got you. Okay, and then basketball. Miles Turner to the Bucks. What's your opinion on it, man?
I like it. Um, I know you already said that you didn't think Miles would be that great of a fit for the Bucks, but I think with them letting Brooke go, having Miles and Jericho Sims is going to be a good replacement.
My one thing, or my multiple things, is I think it's a dumb trade, a dumb move on both Pacers and Bucks part, because the Bucks had to cut off Damian to get that. So now they've stretched his contract for 4 years, I think. Or no, I think it might be 5. Yeah, it's 5 years because he had 2 years left, $50 million. So now they're having to pay him $22 million on top of Miles to get Miles, and Miles is
Hmm.
getting paid, I think, 25 or 20, no, 26. So now they're technically paying Miles 20 or $48 million to play for them. Like
Hmm.
that's insane. And then it's also like so. I mean, anyway, 26 is an overpay for Miles, but on the Pacers side, Pacers should have fucking overpaid for Miles. It's like
Hmm.
he's a homegrown guy. It's like that's he's given the down home discount multiple times. They should have just paid up and like, here you go, Miles. We've had you in
Yeah,
trade rumors for 10 years.
I was
Here.
I was pretty annoyed at all the comments that were like, "Well, he didn't show up to the playoffs this year." It's like, okay, so that's a few games
And it's
over
like,
how many years?
yeah, and he didn't show up like rebounding and point wise, but there was times where he made Chet look fucking stupid.
Hmm.
And it's just like on the like and plus, it's just like when you're a small market team, and this is for both Milwaukee and Indiana, you have to show these guys loyalty. So then when other players are like, "Oh yeah, I want to play with in Milwaukee or in Indiana, I'm going to go to these two teams because I know how they treat their people." But then they see this shit, they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to go to this small market team because they treat their people like shit. I'm just going to keep talking to Giannis and Pascal and Halliburton and trying to get them to fucking leave."
Hmm.
Like so I just think it's a bad look for both, really, and just dumb all around.
Right. I mean, I get the money thing for sure was maybe not great for the Bucks, but having Miles on the team, I think, is good for the Bucks because he's really good.
It should be. It just is gonna depend on like you guys still need a ball handler. And there's been some rumors, which you're gonna be so happy about, that you guys might get Chris Paul,
I know.
which I think Chris Paul would be really good for Miles because it's like if you look at Miles's stats, like when they were winning and they had Tyrese and like I don't really take his stats with Sabonis that seriously because it's like, oh yeah, you had a fucking log jam up front of two guys. It's like, of course, both of their stats are gonna suck. But like when like he played with Tyrese, his stats were really, really good because Tyrese is a fucking great facilitator. They don't really have that, you
Hmm.
know, on there now. Like the only plus side is like Giannis will get like triple teamed in the paint and he can kick it out to him.
Right.
But they still need like a proper facilitator, which like maybe Bragadog will come in if he can stay healthy. That'd be good.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't want Chris Paul just because I don't like him as a person at all.
Yeah.
Um, but who knows?
Did I tell you about that COVID sport documentary that I watched on HBO Max? I didn't watch all of it because Chris Paul was such an idiot on it.
I don't know. I'm sure it came up, but
Yeah, he produced it. And so it's like it's kind of neat at first because you're like, you know, fucking like Olympic shot putter hopeful than like this other Olympic person that's like this one weird sport. Like she lives in her, studio apartment. All she really does is eat and train, like that type of stuff. And like the other person, same thing. And then it cuts to like, and they're like, oh yeah. And then like, luckily I have a guy that when I go to the grocery store, like he knew what I would get weekly and he set it aside for me. So when everyone else is freaking out, he was like, here, and I got to pay for it, take it back to my place. But like, I know that people weren't that lucky. And then Chris Paul's like, yeah, I came back to my house, my house. I had to stay in the guest house because I didn't know if my family was gonna be sick in the mansion. And I'm like, dude, like, read the room, Chris Paul.
yeah, I
Like, it
know.
was pretty rough. We only had Dish Network, not full on Direct TV in there. The pool was above ground.
I had the whole guest house to myself. Yeah, they're so out of touch. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And then it'd cut back to like one of those Olympic hopefuls. They're like, yeah, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to eat the next meal because like I'm not able to do the stuff that I do to, I'm like, damn, this is rough. And then like Chris Paul's like, yeah. And then it turns out I didn't have COVID, so I just gotta be in my house. It's wild.
Thanks, Chris. Back to the studio. I feel like there was something else. Oh yeah, something else in basketball I wanted to talk about. After like it just drives me crazy that the media cannot accept that Giannis wants to be in Milwaukee. Because even
hmm
after, the Dame trade, it's like Giannis was pissed that that happened. Could he be looking at a mid-season trade? It's like we just went through this trade stuff. Like
Yeah, I
they're
mean,
just trying to make anything out of him being there.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was pissed because it's like, yeah,
Sure.
I wouldn't want Dame gone either. But then it's also like there's a lot of people saying like, yeah, he was one of the reasons why Miles and like he, recruited Miles. So I just think he probably didn't know how the cap fucking worked. He was like, yeah, I get the smoothie and I'll talk to Miles. And Miles is like, oh yeah, I'll join in. He's like, okay, perfect. And then like, you had to get rid of Dame? What the hell?
Mm-hmm. Great Greek accent, by the way.
Oh, bippity boppity.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully there's someone like decent enough at that ball handling spot that'll become available. Or I mean, gosh, they did get to at least dump Brooke and Pat, which was eating up some cap. And it looks like Bobby's sticking around, which is good too.
Yeah. It's just like right now, because like I saw your guys' is like, oh, it's like the projected starting lineup, and it's like Kevin Porter Jr. is your starting point guard. It's like that fucker likes just loves dribbling the basketball. That's not what you need as
No,
your
but he did pretty well for us last season.
yeah, he'd be better as your shooting guard though.
Yeah,
Not as your lead ball handler is all I'm saying. You
sure.
know, you need like I said, you need a facilitator for that role. Maybe they'll try to do Giannis at that role.
Maybe. I don't
Just,
know.
just have everything run through him. Oh, dude, so I was saying this is one of the things that annoys me that I listen to all these basketball podcasts and they're like, yeah, the OKC Thunder are like way ahead of everybody else. They're the team to beat this year. It's like first off, they barely beat the Nuggets last year, and they only really did because what's his name got his hamstring couldn't keep up, you know? And then they've gotten so much better. Like just their bench is deeper and like, they're such a better team than they were last year. It's like I think they're the fucking team to beat now. Like especially if the refs call it fair.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think Jokic, you just can't ever count that guy out. You just don't know when he's gonna fucking, just do this behind his head and the ball's
Yeah.
gonna go in. So,
Well, and then like last year, their fucking center coming off the bench, and I mean this with all due respect because I like him. I think he seems like just one of the nicest guys. But that, it was DeAndre Jordan, and then now they got Jonas Valanciunas.
mm,
It's like, yeah, that's a colossal upgrade. Like it
I didn't
just.
know that DeAndre Jordan was still playing, to be honest.
I mean, honestly, I think he just stays on the Nuggets because he's a vibes guy. Because he just like I said, he seems like the nicest guy. So I think they just fucking like him, like to keep him around for that reason.
Hmm.
But it's like when he gets out there and plays, it's like you could probably cross him up.
I don't know about that. Hey,
Okay,
let's.
Jake in his prime could cross him up.
Ooh, you are so right. I was a menace in my prime.
You're like mini
Um,
TJ McConnell in your prime, so probably taller.
yeah. Actually, how tall do you think he is?
I think he's actually probably like my height. I think he's 6'3", probably 6'1".
He's 6'1". We're the same
Okay.
height.
Yeah. That's like the funniest thing. Me and Bree went and saw like a Pacers game a while back, and she's like, "That guy's so short." I'm like, "Honey, he's probably my height." And she's like, "No way." And so I like looked at the back of his jersey, saw his name, and he was like 1 inch shorter than me. He was like 6'2". So I'm like, she's like, "That's crazy." I'm like, "Yeah, they're giants out there."
I mean, I thought the same thing when we went to Milwaukee and Eric Bledsoe was on the team. Guy looks like he'd be 5'8". He's
Yeah,
also 6'1".
yeah. Dude's a fucking unit though.
Oh yeah, his arms are huge.
Yeah. Oh, and you guys got old Gary Harris, who's like mediocre in the NBA, but not gonna lie, incredible on the 2K that I play. Like if
I
you had
mean,
2K Gary Harris, y'all would win the championship.
look, he's a decent shooting guard. He was good enough to start for the Magic. So,
It's just one of those things
it's
where it's
I
like,
don't think it's a bad pickup. I really
no,
don't.
I don't either. Like I genuinely don't. It's just like it's one of those things where almost everybody was like, because he was on Denver and he was
Mhm.
like solid on there, and then the Magic got him, and everyone was like, "Oh, dude, this guy's gonna break out now." Because I think he was having a fight for minutes with Morris, like Monty Morris, I think. And it's like he's gonna have a breakout season, and then it was just like, oh no, he's just still mediocre. Okay, like this is who he is.
Yeah, pretty sure he averaged 3 points last season.
Yeah, but I don't. I think they were probably trying to focus more on their young guys at the Magic. I didn't watch a lot of Magic games, so you know.
Yeah. But anyway, all right, let's move on to the episode.
Okie dokie.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Two Worlds podcast. I'm Jake, and with me, as always, is the Mjolnir to my Thor. It's Casey. What's up, dude?
Not much, man. What's up with you?
Not much.
You,
We've
you know
been
you mispronounced it, right?
meow meow.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm not channeling my inner Cat Dennings there.
it's okay, man. Do you think she's
Uh,
related to the Dennings that we went to school with?
that would be so funny. But no, I don't think that she is.
Oh, okay. It's like, yeah,
That'd
she's the fifth of them. I
that'd
think
be
there was,
so
yeah,
weird.
there's four of them. So yeah, she's the fifth Denning.
I only knew the one that
I
was
went to
close to us
church.
in age.
Yeah, I went to church with them, and so yeah, there's. I won't name them all,
Yeah, that'd be
but
weird. We don't need to do that.
yeah, I went to church with them all, and one of them. So there was one that was like I think 2 years older than us, because the parents got busy, and he was pretty cool and stuff, and it was funny because my roommate Chase. He was like, yeah, he was working at Best Buy, and then he's like, hey, do you know Denning? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, he works with me. I was like, that's weird. He was gonna be a cop. He's like, yeah, he said he was, but then they kept wanting him to pull people over more and give them tickets because he had the quota. And he's like, I don't want to meet the quota, so then he just started working at Best Buy.
That's so funny. Was he the oldest of them?
No, so that would have been there was one older one that was closer to my brother's age.
Oh,
He was a
okay.
real fucking like the one that the one that was in our grade or a grade above us was a weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like real fucking weird. Like he talked about wanting to join the military just so he'd know what it's like to take a life. And he talked about that at church.
Oh no, that's not good at all.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. Welcome back to our comic book podcast.
Sign up for our Patreon if you want to hear more stories of Shelbyville people.
Yep, just join that $10 a month tier and we'll tell
Yep.
you.
It's a Shelbyville Stories tier.
All right, not a lot of news this week, honestly. You want to do yours, man?
Yeah, man. So fucking Cody Rhodes, the pro wrestler. This Street Fighter movie is starting to look real good because we got Roman Reigns as Akuma, which we talked about a while back, and then Cody Rhodes is gonna be Guile. It's a good movie when two pro wrestlers are starring in it.
Yeah, and 50 Cent. Come on now.
Yeah, well, 50 Cent can actually, he's been in movies where he's actually shown he can act, but Roman Reigns has the fucking personality of a piece of driftwood. And Cody Rhodes is like,
Hey,
I mean, you know how I
I've
make,
watched Arrow.
yeah. So you know how he is. He's like a fucking mayonnaise and American cheese sandwich.
He seems like an all right guy.
No, no, I like Cody Rhodes, but I'm just saying he's like a mayonnaise and American cheese sandwich on white bread. You're like, man, it gets the job done, but I don't know if I want it. But then
Maybe
we're
he'll
also,
surprise you.
I mean, I probably won't see it because he's not Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Fair.
And then we got David Dasmalchian to be in Bison. He looked like the dude that played the Dot or whatever. What was his
Yeah,
name in the Suicide Squad?
yeah,
Yeah. It looks like him. And he's also in like a bunch of like he's like a bit part in almost everything else.
yeah.
Where
He's
he's been
been in
in
a lot of stuff.
yeah. So he's really good too. So
Hmm.
that's a plus. He's no Raul Julia, but
Right.
you know,
That those boots were never going to be filled,
not at all. Just like Jean-Claude Van Damme's. Because like this movie's gonna be bad. Like we can all agree.
but it could
It's
be fun. It could.
it could be fun. It could be closer to the Street Fighter movie that we love and not the Christian Crook one.
Hmm.
Because the Christian Crook one tried way too hard to be good, even though it was shit.
Yeah, I remember when we went and saw that in theaters and we left and we were just like, what even happened?
Yeah. Like the one plus is like the actor that got to play in Bison, he was a good menace. Like he's a good actor too. Like
Yeah,
good
I'm blanking
menacing.
on who it
Like
was.
I know him when I see him. I'm pretty sure he was the dude. He was in First Avenger and
Yeah,
now
Neil
he's
McDonough. That's
yeah,
who it
now he's like
was.
mostly doing Christian movies because he doesn't want to kiss. Like he said in an interview, he's like, "Yeah, I won't kiss anyone that's not my wife." And so now he doesn't get like everyone's like, "Oh, I wanted to see him make out with this lady," and so now they just won't cast him and stuff.
Hey, good for him. He's
Yeah,
loyal to his lady.
he's like I said, he's awesome. He was in Justified and just a real bastard in that, and like he's really good at that.
He was good in Walking Tall.
I didn't. I think I've seen Walking Tall. It's
Yeah,
been forever though.
it's been a while.
It's been a while. And it's also like I saw that one. Me and Nick watched those together, but it was also that one and then the other Rock movie that came out at the same time where he had Stifler, but that one was with Stifler, The Rundown.
Oh, okay,
And
sure.
so it's like those two movies are just the same. They're just the same movies.
Dude, okay. We're way off on a tangent
It
here,
doesn't
but
matter. Like we have nothing to talk about other than these
it's true.
tangents.
So I know I brought this movie up a while back, but I finally bit the bullet and bought it on DVD. Lucky Number 11.
Oh, I love that movie.
I know, and you showed it to me for the first time. I remember we kind of made it part of our personality in like high school. So
Yeah,
I was like, man, I don't think I've seen it since then. And it's not streaming anywhere.
yeah.
So which doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of like good shit I want to watch that's not streaming anywhere. So I was like, I'll just see how much the movie costs. And it was on sale for like $8 on Amazon. So I'm like, okay, gonna buy this movie. So
Nice.
I'll watch that soon.
Yeah. If you guys have seen that, let us know down below. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that that cast was so good. I'm just surprised more people haven't seen it. Speaking of movies, though, I bought one, came in today, and I'll talk about that because why not? Because it's really dumb. The movie's it's by this director, this Japanese director I really like. Is he did Kaiju Mono and a bunch of other stuff like Calamari Wrestler, the Seafood Defense Force or some shit like that. Like he does these weird, outlandish movies. And this one is one of those earlier ones. It's called The Rug Detective. And what do you think? Oh, just hearing the name. Are you like, ah, this is a movie about a detective who looks at rugs, right? That's probably what you're thinking.
Yeah.
It's not. It's about a detective who has a toupee that he uses like a fucking Captain America shield, and it's also like all kind of seems like it might be alive. So I'm pretty
Okay.
excited.
Yeah, man. I hope it's good. It's got a solid 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb. So
Nice. So yeah, the dude like I get why like some people might not like his movies, but I'm just like these are just weird and delightful.
sometimes that's all you need.
Hell yeah. I feel like that's
So
like me. People are like, I don't know, I get why people don't like him. But to me, he's weird and delightful.
um okay, so speaking of movies, we got Mole Man casting. Did you see that?
I knew because like I knew there was a lot of speculation that he's gonna be because it's Paul Walter Hauser, right?
It is.
Yeah. Because I knew there was a lot of speculation that's who he was gonna be, either that or Herbie. And I know it got, like, oh yeah, this is for sure a thing now.
Well, he they put him in the First Steps comic as
Oh,
well,
okay.
like his likeness. So he's Mole Man
Speak
in the comic and in the movie.
Speaking of the villains in that movie, did you hear about John Malkovich's role just got cut from the movie?
Yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah, that's crazy because he was gonna be the what's his name? The Russian monkey guy. You know what I'm
Huh?
talking about?
No.
Okay, so there's that villain. He's Russian. He tried to recreate the Fantastic Four's powers. He's got like a bunch of monkeys with him too. I'm like this,
The Red Ghost.
that's it.
Hmm.
So that's who, we could have had the Red Ghost, but we were cheated.
Man, that's gotta make you furious because I know how much you love
Like
monkeys.
I do, but
You're a little slut for monkeys.
I mean like clearly not live action because I've not seen any of the Planet of the Apes besides the original and the Tim Burton one. So
Fair. Yeah, I they there was like a new clip posted yesterday I saw on the Twitter, so I watched it. I'm just like, why did we need to see this outside of the
I think I
movie?
saw the same one where it's just the longer clip from the trailer where it's like, you're pregnant?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
it's just a minute of like,
yeah, the
we're
same shit we
having
saw in the
Sunday
trailer.
dinner.
Yeah.
Sunday dinner.
The funniest part about that though is like since Twitter will show you shit that you don't follow,
Yeah.
So the account that posted it was Doctor Doom, just the
Yep.
account name. Oh, you saw it too?
Yep. That's
And
how I
like
saw it.
yeah, it's like this looks like shit.
Yeah.
And then some of the comments like they didn't pick up on, oh, it's Doctor fucking Doom. And like
Yeah.
you're stupid. They said like something like you're an idiot or whatever. And he's just like, and you're paid off by Reed. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah. I love how he stays in character for all of it.
yeah,
It's great.
so funny. But yeah, I'm just like, why not? I mean, I get like at least they're not showing like important scenes in the movie, I guess. But
Yeah, I just don't think they need to show anything. Like
no,
give us the teaser, give us the first trailer. It's Marvel, it's Fantastic Four, Pedro's in it. People are gonna go see the fucking movie. We don't need to see anything else.
yeah. And I mean, like, hell, that's the thing. It's like with the Superman movie, it's just like the trailers are much better because they don't show you anything.
Hmm.
Like, it's just action shots.
Yeah.
So. Did you see the really terrible Rick and Morty thing that popped up? It was like just painfully unfunny to me. I don't know about you, but it had Zack
I saw
Snyder
that it
and
what it was, but I didn't
yeah,
watch it because I don't care.
yeah, it's Zack Snyder and James Gunn, and they were just talking back and forth, and it's
It's
like,
actually them, apparently.
yeah, and I'm just like, boy, howdy, this is not funny. Like, it kind of makes Family Guy humor, like the cutaway jokes in Family Guy, like, well, you think this is bad, and it's like a horse shooting a baby. You're like, it's like,
Hmm.
oh, this is better. Like Family Guy's better. Like this is really really bad.
Yeah. I don't know. I fell pretty hard off of Rick and Morty, honestly.
Yeah, after like it made me like it a whole like most of Dan Harmon stuff a lot less after like I found out what like because he had this like documentary that he made about himself, and it's just like, oh, you made a documentary about yourself, and you're just the biggest piece of shit in it. Like, how are you in real life when there's not cameras going and you're trying to be a little bit better? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it made me really, really kind of fall off on his stuff.
right. Which is a shame because he's made some good stuff.
Yeah. Monster House is amazing.
Yeah, Monster House. So this is mildly interesting. CGC, uh, the comic grading company, is putting out their very first exclusive variant comic, and it is for Superman number 680. And they got Dan Mora to do the cover. It's like a big crypto cover with some Superman on it too. That is going to debut at San Diego Comic-Con. They're only making 3,000 of them, and you got to go uh, to their booth and make a grading submission to get one. So those books are going to be so expensive, and there, of course, there's going to be a witness to have Dan Mora sign it, so it's going to be worth even more.
Yeah.
But it's also going to have a special label that just says one of 3,000. So that's a thing.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do that at C2E2 one of the years when we're there, and you can get one for the shop and then sell it for that money, 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 money.
I don't know, man. It's like, who's going to care enough to pay that kind of money?
Yeah, I think it's something you have to sell online.
Hmm.
But
But, and then the last thing I got, just because there wasn't much to talk about, is the weekly bestseller list for comics. And 9 out of 10 are from Marvel, which is
wow.
kind of crazy. So a 10, so this is the stuff that came out this last week that we'll be talking about today. But number 10 was Thor 20 or Immortal Thor 25. Number 9 was Avengers 28. 8 was Bring On the Bad Guys Green Goblin. 7 was X-Men number 19. 6 was X-Men The Hellfire Vigil. 5 was DC's only book on here. That was Absolute Green Lantern number 4. 4 was Godzilla versus Thor. 3 was Amazing Spider-Man number 7. 2 was Ultimate Wolverine number 7. And then, to no surprise, number 1 was Captain America number 1 by Zdarsky. So, yeah, nothing
How
too
did that
surprising.
yeah, how did that compare to your shop?
Um, I mean, it's pretty comparable.
Okay.
Like I think by the weekend had sold out of Captain America, and I ordered quite a few, and I know I sold out of Godzilla versus Thor. Not that I'm like going crazy on those orders because you just never know what crossovers
Hmm.
people are going to pick up, but like I'm good with selling out of that.
Yeah, well, and then like I'll just say this with the Godzilla versus Thor one. I mean, Captain America, it's kind of like a no-brainer. The Godzilla versus Thor, it's like, yeah, you got Jason Aaron and on it, like,
Oh,
yeah,
with
it's
Aaron
gonna,
Cooter on the art.
yeah, it's like you're you're gonna get a lot of just regular, like even non-Godzilla fans be like, yes.
Hmm. For sure. So anyway, that's it for the news, man. What'd you read this week?
Well, I read Godzilla Heist issue 5, Elverine issue 8, got Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong issue 2, X-Men 19, JSA 9, Daredevil 23, and Godzilla versus Thor. What about you, man?
Oh, dang, I think I forgot Daredevil this week.
I mean, was it
That's a
a very
bummer.
confusing cover that you're like, oh, I've already read this issue?
Yeah. Was it the same cover?
No, it was just that's the cover that was at the end of the book that we made fun of.
Oh, okay. That's
And
probably it.
so dumb.
Yeah.
Has nothing
Well,
to do with the story inside.
what a shame because I hate missing Daredevil. Anyway, I read JSA number 9, X-Men 19, Godzilla versus Thor, Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma, and Birds of Prey.
Okay, I think I got a few more than you this week, so
Yeah,
I'll start us off with Godzilla Heist. Um, this is by Van Jensen with Kelsey Ramsey on the art. And also, I just want to shout out Bob Eagleton's fun cover because
it's a good
he's
one.
really, really good. He did this children book that I had when I was a kid called Godzilla Likes to Roar and Who's Afraid of Godzilla. So it's like think of like art like this in a children's book throughout, and it's just like mostly Godzilla looking sad because he plays too rough.
Sure, why not?
So yeah, the main character in this story, he's got his Mecha Godzilla and he's fighting Godzilla with it. And yeah, that's basically it. Like they're duking it out, and they stalemate each other, and it kind of leaves it open to more, which like I would actually love to have more of this because this is much better than the like what we saw for like what they are doing with Godzilla coming up. So it's like, well, if we could keep getting more Godzilla heist stuff, I'd be actually very, very okay with that. So yeah, I'm gonna probably give it an 8 out of 10. It's good. Series as a whole, probably another 8 out of 10. I'd recommend it to people that want a good Godzilla book to read.
Nice.
Recommend it a lot more than those fucking Godzilla versus whatever,
The city
city.
ones, yeah.
Lord. And then I'll talk about Helverine issue 8, Benjamin Percy and Raphael Inico on the art. Dakin's, trapped, and that it kind of gives the Hell Hulk's background and stuff, and it's neat. Hell Hulk's out, and then like Helverine's looking for him, and there's all this destruction and stuff. And then he's like, I don't know where Hell Hulk could be. And then it's like, oh yeah, here's this fucking truck with a skull on the front of it. And it's like maybe look for the truck with a skull on the front of it, man. Because Hell Hulk's in there, it turns out. Surprise, surprise. That's how
I
it
didn't
ends.
see it coming.
It's like we've had 4 issues with like Hell Hulk and him fighting on the cover. Not fought yet. They haven't even been in the like Hell Hulk hasn't even been put together yet in the same room with Hellverine. Like Hell Hulk's finally all the way put together now. So, it's fine. I'm gonna go 7 out of 10.
All right. Birds of Prey 23. I got this cool variant by Serge Acuna.
Nice.
But yeah, it is by Kelly Thompson and Sammy Basri. Um, but it's pretty cool. The Birds of Prey come up with this plan to get the what I'm calling the Venom symbiote off of Barda, and the whole thing is just that plan coming into play, and then at the end, when the tide is somewhat turned back to the bad guys, Dinah's like, uh, you may have planned well for the current team, but I'm guessing you didn't plan for the whole team. So then every person that's been on the team since this book began kind of shows up behind her. And it is a cool moment.
Nice.
So the next issue, I'm assuming, is all of them beating some serious ass and getting Barta back. But yeah, it's pretty good. Art's good. Gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Right. I mean, who all is on the like who all was in that big team up at the end?
We've got Harley, Vixen, Constantine, that gal with all the tattoos that like comes to life. I don't know what her name is, or the gal next to her. I don't know either of them.
Okay, I know one's oh what was her name? Because she was in the Outsiders with old
It's not
Nightwing.
Onyx, is it?
No, I'm talking about the Grace, the one that's next to
Oh,
the
okay.
her. I know her. She was just an Amazon, if I remember
Okay.
right.
And then there's this gal that controls some like shadow creatures too.
Oh, nice.
But so yeah, pretty cool. I mean, all of them plus, Cassie and Sin and a couple others as well. So pretty cool stuff. Although I didn't see well, what's her name? Zealot,
Yeah, that's too bad. I was wondering about her.
but maybe she'll show up in the end too. Who knows?
All right, so next up, it is Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong 2, Issue 2. It's by Brian Buccellato with Christian Ducey on the art. Art's good. I mean, it starts off with like Batman and his mech, Wonder Woman, Superman, Supergirl, and Flash dealing with Kong, and then Killer Croc's gigantic, and he's fighting Kong, which is pretty cool. Kong just fucking kills him straight up. And so then like they're upset. Like Flash is like, I don't really like that he killed him. It's like, and Batman's like, oh, this is just the animal way. Okay. But then the Task Force X shows up and um like Peacemaker's got a gun and like this is the lineup for the Suicide Squad. It's oh the Magic Girl, what's her name? Enchantress,
hmm
and then Cheetah, and then Boomerang, Giganta, and Peacemaker versus the Flash, Supergirl, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman.
So the heroes get their asses kicked, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. Because like Peacemaker's like $1 million says I hit. He's talking about Flash, hit him between his goofy ear wings, and then like it's like he goes, "Eat supersonic rounds, Speedy." It's like Flash is faster than light, not just sound. Like, what are you doing?
It's because Brian Buccellado's not a good writer.
Yeah, fair enough. But Flash gets hit in the head, but it just grazed him, so he's just knocked unconscious, and then like Supergirl's like, I need to go talk to Kong because he likes blondes, and so she runs off to talk to him while her team's getting their ass kicked by that squad. And Wonder Woman is, taking on Captain Boomerang and Peacemaker, and she's having all the trouble in the world. And like it cuts to Black Manta and Captain Cold talking, and like Black Manta's like, Peacemaker said they've got their hands full with Wonder Woman. It's like, just her? That's embarrassing. It's like Captain Cold wouldn't say that. It's Wonder Woman. She's literally one of the best fighters in the DC, let alone
He would be
almost as strong as
respectful about
Superman.
it, I feel.
Yeah. And it's like and then Black Man, like this is just one of the worst writing. It's Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, you ignoramus. Captain Cold goes, you better hope I never find out what that means.
Dude, I really don't know how you read it. It sounds fucking terrible.
Like that was terrible. The Kong stuff was cool, and then like Superman is fighting in the Hollow Earth with Lex Luthor, and because like Superman and Supergirl are both weaker on this planet, and they're in the Hollow Earth, and then it kind of ends like your Birds of Prey, but instead of more Birds of Prey showing up, it's more monkeys.
Well, shit, they got you for another one.
I mean, they were gonna have me for the whole series
I
because I mean,
know.
you had Killer Croc, gigantic, getting killed by Kong. Like, come on, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I'm gonna go probably a 6.5. I think that's probably what I gave the last one. The cool stuff is cool, but boy howdy, some of it is just stupid.
All right, Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma, number 4 by Ram V, Anand RK, and with one page by Jackson Butch Guisi. Anyway, it's pretty good. I'm not going to dwell on it too long because it's a weird ass book and you're either reading it or you're not. But the shit with Mitch, he this is spoilers by the way. He essentially like betrays his all-knowing future self so that his future self can't get this cosmic cube thing and create existence in his image because turns out he's kind of gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs all this time. And then at the very end, you see somebody sitting in this chair that he's talking to, and he's like, I have, let's see, my circumstances are peculiar and I've run out of things to try. But if there's anyone that can help me, I'm convinced it's the human target, which I thought was pretty cool to bring him into this. He's like, I need you to make me disappear and hide something of value that is in my possession and erase my own memories. And then I think his name's Christopher, agrees to help him out with that. So that should be pretty cool. You know, this is a book about a weird, obscure character, and he's bringing in more weird, obscure characters. So it's just kind of fun. But I liked it a lot. I'm going to give it probably an 8.5.
Nice. All
And
right, so
then
next
I'm just
up,
down to the Muchis. So,
yeah, this is my last one before our Muchis. We got Daredevil 23 with the great throwback cover to last week. I'll forever make fun of that because that's just dumb.
yeah.
But it's by Salad Ahmed with Carlos Nieto for certain pages, Jose Luis for the other pages on the art. Um, yeah, it's so we get the new kind of like new bad guys are showing up of what's going on, and we get some. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Same costume around in this one. The art's fine. There's parts where it's like there's. I'm not. I know I'm a weird one to complain about this, but there is just too much gosh darn beef on Daredevil. How is he gonna do his flips with that much fucking beef? You know?
He's like a coiled spring, dude. He just,
Yeah. It's like he needs to be a little bit leaner, guys. Come on. But there's some neat cameos that you'll be like pretty happy about. Um yeah, it's a good book. You can't really be too surprised. Some of the drama stuff, I'm like, just learn to communicate. Y'all are adults. Like, come on.
mhm.
But other than that, it's good. I'm gonna go probably a 9.
Okay. I've got Godzilla, Thor, X-Men, JSA.
Okie dokie. We can do that. That
Godzilla versus Thor number 1 by Jason Aaron and Aaron Cooter on the art. Um, I actually thought it was pretty dope. Not gonna lie.
dude, I loved it. I love that it's also a sequel to GMK.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I'm like, that's pretty fucking awesome that that Jason Aaron did that. So I mean, it's probably an unofficial sequel, but I'm counting
Right.
it. Uh,
I I can't tell you how much I enjoy this splash page right here.
yeah, it's awesome. Like,
It's
there's so much about
so
this is
awesome.
super cool. And then like, so I since I didn't read the God Butcher stuff, what'd you think about Godzilla getting the God Butcher thing? Like,
I mean, it's hokey, but this book doesn't, it's not in continuity. So
yeah,
fuck it. Have fun with it.
that's what I was thinking. But I'm like, I know you hold that a little bit more sacred than I do.
it probably wouldn't have hit as well if it were someone other than Jason Aaron writing this, but since
Yeah.
that's his thing, it's like, yeah, man, just go for it. And Godzilla looked fucking cool with it.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I was all about it.
And
The only thing, uh-huh.
this part, so fucking cool.
Oh yeah, I know, dude. Thor mentions, I think at one point, it's like, I don't know how we're going to like I don't know how one of us is going to win or something like that. And I thought, holy shit, Jason Aaron is going to do the thing he did in God Butcher, where it's young Thor, regular Thor, and old Thor all together to fight Godzilla.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that would have made this cooler.
Yeah.
Just three Thors versus Godzilla. But anyway, that being said, I thought it was incredible. The art was so dope. And Aaron Cooter's Thor costume at the end, like, give me a fucking statue of that costume. It looks awesome.
Right. Now I have a question because I want to see if I understood correctly. So basically, Thor and Godzilla made Ragnarok happen. They both die, and then they just keep fighting after their death because Thor doesn't get to go to Valhalla because of this. Then
Yep.
okay, that's what I thought.
Yep, they just
Man,
wake up every day in hell and decide to fight each other again.
oh man, it's like they're married.
I know,
Oh,
right?
zing!
Yeah, this is like I realize I have not read nearly as many of these as you have, but this was miles ahead of the other ones that I've read and as far as just fun, enjoyment, coolness.
Yeah, no, it just is. Like you're 100% right, and it helps that they're taking, I'd say for me a top 10 Godzilla movie and made a direct sequel to it, which makes it even more cool. Um, yeah, like for me, I'm just gonna give it a 10 and have that be my pick of the week.
I have to agree. Have to agree. 10
So
pick of the week.
let us know, guys. Are you guys fans of that? Are you gonna watch GMK now? It's really
Please do,
fun.
Casey wants to talk about it.
Yeah, it's a really fun time. I've got that autographed by two of the suit actors in it.
Which is impressive.
Alrighty, so next up it's X-Men issue 19 by Jed McKay and Netho Diaz. What'd you think, man?
It was okay. Um, when stuff started happening, I thought it was pretty cool. I just don't know who the other two people outside of Warlock is because I'm not a big enough X person.
Well, you know Cypher, right?
Yeah.
That's Doug.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like he's just got a bunch of new power upgrades and shit.
Gotcha. Well, they
That
called
they
him like
that
Revelation or something.
Yeah, because that was because of the I'm assuming because of the apocalypse shit.
But yeah, I mean, definitely wasn't bad. It was just kind of fillery and to set up what's coming next. And I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like you. I really didn't like. I love Warlock, but I really have never been too big on Cypher. And then like you make him extra angsty. It's like, boy, you made me care even less about this character.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, it's fine. I'm probably like a seven. I didn't hate it, didn't love it.
Yeah, I'm at a 6. Like it's passable. Like had I known this would have been the issue, I probably would have been like, I'm good at skipping this one. And
Hmm.
I think it is perfectly skippable, especially if you've been reading like past X-Men stuff. Like since we haven't, it seems like it's more required reading for us. So we kind of know what the heck
Yeah.
is going on with him, and he seems like he's gonna play a big role in the next arc at least, whether
Yep.
he's good or bad. So, like I said, I think it's important for us to know what the heck's going on, but even still, I
And
don't really need like
she was badass.
yeah,
Like, I mean, she was just wrecking those soldier guys. So
100%. I'm like, I don't know who this person is.
yeah. All right. And then our final book is JSA number 9. I have to show you my Jorge Corona variant cover.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, very good Khalid cover. I love Jorge Corona from Batgirls, so had to get it. Um, but yeah, it's by Jeff Lemire and oh gosh. Can't find the credits page. Diego Olortegui. Um, yeah, what'd you think of it, dude?
There's parts of it I thought were pretty cool. Other parts of it that I'm like, I don't think Alan Scott would be that stupid. And and
Yeah,
like that type of thing. I never was a huge fan of the lightning bolt dude because it's like he's one of those characters that's like so powerful, but then every time they need him, it's like this MacGuffin stopped me from using my powers, so it's always kind of annoying. But it was neat that he's finally back. Um, but yeah, like I said, the Alan Scott stuff in this, I was like, he shouldn't be this stupid, but he
fair
was.
enough. But I did like that we finally see where Dr. Midnight is,
Yeah,
and finally, the team finds out that Obsidian is not Obsidian. So there were things that were progressed that I was a big fan of.
yeah,
Um,
because a lot of this was Dragon.
yeah, for sure. Um, but yeah, anyway, I thought that was pretty cool, and I'm excited to see what happens next. And art remains pretty awesome, in my opinion.
Yep.
Actually,
Yeah,
I
so
think, sorry.
no, I was just gonna ask, since you've read more JSA, did you like having old man Johnny Thunder back in this one too? Were you pretty
Yeah,
excited about that? Or
yeah. Yeah, I especially thought where they both had to say the magic word to make, the Thunderbolt appear was pretty cool.
I got a dumb question about that because I always thought because what I remember from the little bit of JSA I used to read, it was like a pin that he just had to click.
Yeah,
When did that change that became a magic word? Oh,
no
okay.
idea.
Oh, okay.
There's just some things in, Jeff's book
Yeah.
that it's just how he's doing it. I have no
Yeah.
idea. Um, but I feel like maybe the Thunderbolt isn't as powerful as it once was because, during Jeff's run, I feel like it was very like he was a usable force. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Because Jakeem was regularly on the team and involved. So I think it's pretty cool to have him back. I think that Johnny Thunderbolt will probably just end up with the rest of the old team whenever all of that stuff gets wrapped
Yeah.
up, right? Um, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I actually thought it was pretty cool that they were in it.
Yep. I did too. It's just kind of this book has the same problem it's had for a while where it's like they're doing so much with like all of these different characters, different spots, and it's like I really don't remember what Jay Garrick's doing. I know he's in that
Hmm.
other dimension running around, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. I
Or
mean,
was
it's
he at the
been,
funeral?
I don't know. It's been like 2 months. And like,
Yeah.
Hawkman too, really. I mean,
I
we saw him
remember
at the end when he's like, they won't find my special spot. But like, that's really all we've had in 2 or 3
yeah.
months.
Because I remember Hawkman's at least I know for sure Hawkman's still in hell. Because I know he didn't make it back for the funeral. But I
Hmm.
really thought I thought Jay was at that one. So I'm like, I thought they all came back and the Hawks were still in hell or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the attention that Lemire is giving to characters like in pacing is not as good as Jeff Johns was in like that '03 series, but I am still really enjoying this. Like every
Yeah.
issue, I'm glad I read it. It's gotten a lot better than those early issues where I had, a lot more complaints than nice things to say. So, like I'm still enjoying it for sure. I just wish that some of the pacing was a little bit better.
Yeah. And it's also like it's hard to follow up that last issue because we both were like this
Hmm.
last issue was so fucking cool.
Yeah,
And this one's
yeah,
like, that's okay.
right, for sure.
So I'm probably at like probably a 7.5 for it. I thought it was fine.
I'll give it an 8.
Alrighty, man. What are you excited about for this coming week?
Doctor Strange of Asgard, probably Batman and Robin. And magic.
Noise. Godzilla, Here There Be Aliens. Um, Still not sure if I'm gonna pick up. I hate Fairyland. I mean, I probably will, but still. Red Hulk and anything
Can't
else?
believe there's one you're not saying.
Probably haven't got to it yet. Uh, well, which one?
Return to Skull Island.
Oh, I didn't even see that on there.
It's right under Red
Oh yeah,
Hulk.
yeah. I guess I'll go with that one.
You get Kong back.
Yeah, but some of those,
You
like,
like the
oh,
last one?
I liked the last one, but boy howdy, the ones before that were utter shit.
Look, man, there's just been a lot of monkey talk this
Yeah.
episode. I feel like you should just be riding that high of monkeys.
I mean, it's like what they say, the monkeys, oh, how's it go? I'm gonna find that Real Big Fish album cover really quick because it's something monkeys and the chimps are for free. Uh, but yeah, man. I don't really have a Fantastic Four, so I'll have to make one up really quick too.
Oh
I'm
boy.
trying to find this album really quick so I can say the
Is it
album thing.
monkeys for nothing?
It's probably Monkeys for Nothing and the Chimps are for free. So there you go, guys. That was worth it, wasn't it? Uh, um, so I've been reading Salmon Mystery Theater. And I was just thinking about this. This is like one of the things I want to talk to you about anyway, so it works. Something about like with the JSA especially, like their costumes that are like more simple, like Jay Garrick, Sandman, even like Hourman and Alan Scott, like all of those are pretty simple, but they're fucking timeless. But then like you get to the Atom and like even Starman, which I love Starman. I love that costume. But that's because like I've read the comic, so like it forced me to love it. Those costumes suck. And
I
there's
think
really not that.
Starman's is a lot better than the Atoms.
Oh yeah, no, no, no. Like Starman would be like a C. The Atom's a fucking solid F. So it's just like it's one of those things where it's like, what other costumes can you think of where you're like, yeah, simple is just better.
Um, I feel like you kind of have to say Superman,
Yeah,
right?
for me, like I was gonna say Superboy because like his two pre-New 52 costumes, so much better than his New 52 costumes. Really like, let's go crazy with it and give him all this weird shit.
I feel like that could be said of any costume. It was transitioning into the New 52, but
I I didn't hate Tim Drake's because at least it was finally different than what he
yeah, that one was
had.
fine. The wings were
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Um, I would say Dr. Fate. Like
yeah,
really, you can't really fuck up Fate as long as you have the cool helmet and the cool amulet. Like Khalid looks way different than Kent, but is still so awesome in his own way.
yeah. That's like the only problem that there really, in my opinion, was other than like the weird like boy, little kid, adult woman combining. Like the only problem with like them is like they have this the same costume as Kent. Like at least like with
Yeah,
Khalid, it's like you can point at that like, oh, that's Khalid's, and then this is Kent's, that type of thing, you know?
yeah, yeah, I agree. Well, it's definitely unique for them because they just used a grown woman's body.
Yeah.
Um, let's see who else. I so I you mentioned Our Man, but um I think there's something so cool about God, why am I blanking right now? Rick. Rex is the dad and Rick's the son, right?
I mean, you know more than me.
I think so. My brain's just mushy today. But I think Rex is cool with the yellow cape. However, whenever they did Rick's and they did black on the outside but yellow on the inside, I was like, man, they took this awesome costume and made it perfect in my opinion.
Yeah.
I
No,
think
I.
I think Rick looks so fucking cool.
Hmm.
And then gosh, not to keep using JSA characters, but like Sandman, just the trench coat, suit, and
Yep.
gas mask, I think is just so fucking dope and also timeless. Trying to think of another
Like
Marvel character.
the only thing you could change about Sandman that would make it like you just have to update the suit because like he is
hmm
wearing a suit of the time, so you just have to give him a suit for today's era, and that's it.
Right. Yeah, just like a slimmer suit
Yeah.
for sure. Um, I don't know. I kind of feel like you could argue Iron Fist. I mean, he's really just green pants and a yellow cowl, you
Yeah, I
know?
mean, he did used to have the weird kung fu guy, big collar that was
Well, that's
for a
true.
while.
But any time you see it like you know, an Iron Fist of the past, like sure they're wearing something for their time and place in the world, but it's still mostly just green pants and the cool dragon. So I feel
Yeah,
like that counts.
yeah. So yeah, Superboy is one on my list because I think again, like pants and shirt or weird onesie with the leather jacket was pretty freaking cool back in the
hmm
day. Um, and then another one that I'm trying to think of another really good one. Um, would be a good Marvel one that I could just say because I had one and I just it plopped out, brain farted out of my head. Um, because like I want to say Thunderstrike because I always love mentioning him, but I know that that's not timeless. That's a very specific time period. Um, and like I would say Black Panther has a timeless costume because it's basically stayed the same his whole time and it's always looked cool.
hmm
And I mean, really, any character who has like the full face mask, I think almost always looks automatically cool.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, we can't really like as much as I want to say timeless as Spider-Man, that's not really like a simple costume. Like
yeah,
that costume doesn't look like any other costume.
yeah. I mean, heck, I'll say Deathstroke's kind of got a pretty simple costume, and it's been
True.
copied enough by Rob Liefeld that we can say.
Yeah.
So I'll go with him, and then another one that's just like, oh, the Question.
Oh yeah, the question's good.
Yeah, that one's super awesome. And you really, I think the only thing that they have ever changed is they're like, we'll not keep it blue anymore. We'll just have it be a regular trench coat instead.
You're
I think that's
right.
the only thing that's ever changed.
Another one I thought of while you were thinking of yours is like Punisher. It's just
Yeah.
like whether he's got a coat or not, you just need, the body armor with the skull painted on it. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter what else is there.
I like how it started off. They're like, well, let's make him look superhero. And they're like, no, let's just give him a shirt with a skull on it. Like, yeah, you're right, that is better.
Yeah, for sure.
Let us know down below though some of your guys' choices for this.
Yeah, we'd love to hear it.
Maybe you're like all of the young blood from Rob Liefeld series in the 90s. Sorry, Rob, that I'm doing all these pot shots at you. I just had read Savage Dragon recently and then also Wildcats, and Youngblood showed up in both of those. And I was like, who are these guys? Maybe I want to pick up their trade. And I was like, oh, never mind. No, I don't.
Nope, you sure don't. That's funny. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with us this week. We appreciate it. We'll be back next week with another one, and we love to stay in chat, but we have to go figure out if we can stop Godzilla from moving by me dropping Casey on top of him. So we'll catch you next time. See ya.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Two Worlds Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Two Worlds Pod, on Twitter at two_worlds_PC, and on Facebook at facebook.com/twoworldspodcast. You can email us with any questions or comments at twoworldspodcast@gmail.com, and if you would, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Two Worlds Podcast on YouTube.